Ow. Hello, hello, and welcome back. And let me go ahead and get that music started for us. So I found out in the last stream it was a little bit low. I think I turned it down a lot more than I thought I did. So I'm going to come back over here. Let's see. Does that do anything? That's weird, because that's... Oh, whoops, I forgot to turn the heater down, too. Hold on. Just 1 second, y'all. Okay. Heaters are now on low. We're all ready to go. So, last time, what I realized is that I have a problem with HDKey JS, and that problem is essentially that it is too old. This is something I knew before, but I went before this was I went down the rabbit hole of doing the transactions, and I came back up, and then I realized that there were a couple of holes I didn't go all the way down, and one of them was HDKey, and so now we have to refactor HDKey. Well, I mean it's a rewrite / port, but it's not a rewrite from scratch, because it's generally the code is isolated enough that I can go through it and refactor it. It's just that everything is using prototypes and class style programming, which, as you know if you've heard me talk about this, and know even more so if you've actually done the programming, classes and async don't mix. You can't have async getters and setters. It's weird. It looks weird. It's not intuitive. Getters and setters are just a bad idea in general. Don't use getters and setters in JavaScript. I understand there are some cases where you need to make a change that requires some internal action to take place, and so, you know, and you don't want to release a v3 just because you screwed up on, you know, some little thing. So, you know, then you turn it into a setter. I get that. But in general, it's an anti-pattern. It's a hack that's to be used with caution and prudence. Anyway, let's see. Where are we here? This one is under dash phrase. I'm going to leave that there. Here we go. Dash tools, HDKey. This is the thing that we need to look at. This is what I'm talking about. Async prototype methods. It's just weird when your state depends on things that you can't that you can't determine when they are valid or not. The class architecture just breaks apart. It's just not the right tool for the job. This is in part why I think, I could be mistaken about this, but I think that's in part why React abandoned it, but then they didn't adopt async await. Instead, they developed this whole hooks mechanism, which, yeah, anyway. So we just got to go through here, and thankfully, we've got all our fixtures and everything. So we just need to make sure that at the end, we generate the same keys as before, that we can go through our fixtures and we can see that things pass the test fixtures. So with that said, yeah, we're just going to go top to bottom. We need to rip out, let's see, base 58 check. I think we get to rip this out. Private extended key, return, serialize, get. Yeah, I think we get to rip that out because we just want the buffer, concat buffer, alloc 1 0 private key. I have to look at what that is. So I think this is saying that it starts with a 0 byte. Which I think that makes sense. I think I've handled that case already. And extended key. And then what else? From extended key. Yeah, so I think we can get rid of that. But we're going to end up using dash keys as a dependency in this. So this will have yet one more pass, because we're going to have to do this for dash HD, then do dash keys, then come back to this. But then we'll be, all self-contained ecosystem for all of these dash tools. By the way, hello everybody. Oh, whoops, I did not have the chat open. Sorry, I thought I had the chat open. Turns out I did not. So I'm opening the chat now. Hello, welcome. Good to see you. If I didn't notice anything pop in here, but if you said hello, just say hi again and I'll say hi back. All right, and let me know how the music is. It looks like the music's right now. And then let me just double check. Hold on one second here. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, that looks right.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
That doesn't look right. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix the stream deck real quick. My guess. Oh, come on. I keep on clicking close to the icon and missing it. My guess is that that was my fault. Okay.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
All right, let's just put it up to 100%.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Okay, for that one, that needs to be all the way to 100 for sure. Sorry, let me check one more thing here with the soundboard. Okay, soundboard is down at 60% from, let's see, OBS, internal I see what I did there. I see what I did there. So, okay. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. So I need to put another audio buffer in here. Oh, this is confusing sometimes. Because the OBS sounds for the browser were a bit loud. Let me go check on that. There's the we're not doing the timers right now. Streamlab alerts. Do I have control over the volume for this? Okay, I see what's happening. So there's something I didn't have control over the volume, and so I accidentally turned something down that controlled more stuff. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and pop a top, my friends. We've got our April Fool's Mountain Dew, diet, caffeine free. I can't tell you what it tastes like. It's got kind of a different taste. Oh, whoops, I forgot to open it close to the mic. My bad. But here we go. Cheers. Okay. So I'm going to see. I am really, really not sure. This is something I need to just test real quick. I just don't. So async setter. This is what I'm really confused about. So if let's just go ahead and say var x. Okay, and we're just going to set X fingerprints, well, let's just say async. And so it's got an async. That took a long time. And then this is what I'm really confused about, because I can kind of see a getter can return a promise. Does a setter return a promise? I guess it returns something, because generally this would break semantics of what assignment means. Because imagine you assign something on the right side. This is basically operator. If this works, then JavaScript has operator overloading. Because it would mean that you can assign something on the right side and get a different type, a different thing of a different type out on the left side. So we're going to check and see what this is like. So we can do, let's say message, hello world. Hoo-hoo. Well, I guess we just set async. Oh, okay. And then we return that's my no-no square. There we go. So we need to figure out if this will work. Missing use strict. Sure, let's just throw use strict up at the top. Okay, so now we need function main, async. We'll just call main. What happens? So x.get. Oops, no, x.asyncy. I'm imagining that this is going to be a promise. Oh, wait. Right. So this is a getter, so we don't call it as a function. All right, so what happens when we do this? So await P. Let's P's and Q's. Let's just go with it. Console.log P2. See, I have a feeling that this may actually do operator overloading. We assign on one side and we get something different out the other side. Or it just does nothing and you completely lose your state. That's the other thing. I think that's actually more likely. I think it's more likely that when you have an async setter, you just completely lose the ability to keep track of what happened. So we're going to figure that out. Promise, that took a long time. That took a long time. Hello, hello. All right. Yeah, so we'd have to set some other sort of internal state. Let's see. Oh, whoops, I guess we want to do... Okay. Yeah, that's just totally screwed up. All right, promise. Hello world. Cool. Well, I like this new output for the promise. That's kind of neat. I guess where the promise is immediately satisfied. All right, but this does confirm my suspicions. The more likely behavior was correct. That it's fundamentally broken. You cannot use getters and setters with async. It's fundamentally not going to work. So, let's see. We have HDKey. Trying to think. We've only got 300 lines to go through, so then that's the good news. This is a relatively small module. It's very focused. It's very tight. This is, I would say, I don't like the style of it. Personally, that's not the style that I use, but this appears to be a well-written module. So, you know, aside from the fact that this person has not yet discovered that, I mean, this kind of stuff is just weird. I don't know why they do this. This seems really wonky. It seems like somebody who's a mid-level engineer. You know, they've discovered all the weird things you can do, but haven't yet gotten the wisdom that you shouldn't do them. But that's not actually a, you know, well, I guess it is kind of a, well, we all have been there or will be there and we'll be there again, because there's always things. The hardest thing in programming is to learn to not use stuff that you don't need and that doesn't work well. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to re-envision this. We need to get rid of all of this. We're going to have a create function. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have a function that's create. And we're going to take it all the way down to the bottom here. We're going to have an HDKey uppercase and an HDKey lowercase. We're going to replace all instances of this with HDKey lowercase. So boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm just doing it this way because I want to make sure nothing triggers my... Whoops! You know. Hold on, wait, what was that one? Right there. HDKey equals this. Okay, so that one was already being used. And then what? Return HDKey. So this one. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just for cases where there's a little whoops. Okay, so I think that's everything. We can pull this out. We can pull out into the utility functions. We're going to follow the same pattern that we've been following with the other modules the past few times here. Okay, so with all of these, define property, HDKey prototypes. Okay, we're just going to go through it little by little. I'm actually going to flippy-do here. We're going to go into the repository that has this, the HDKey repository. And I will go ahead and I will propose the rewrite. Oh, this branch is out of date. Oh, it's because they merged in some of my changes. 6 commits behind. Let's go take a look at which commits these are. Performance improvement. I'll just be interested to see what that is. Okay. So performance improvements, just get rid of all the prototypes. Okay, that makes sense. So I may actually want to get... Let me see what we have in our fork that they don't have, because I may want to update to just get those couple of minor improvements. It looks like it's just this one. That's the only update. Okay, so I think then what I'm going to do is I'm going one commit ahead. Okay, sync fork, update branch, contribute. Let's see. No, I don't want to merge, you flippin' tard. Why would you merge? Rebase. Rebase. Just when you realize that GitHub is a tool that's literally built around Git, why don't you use Git? Why do you do all this custom GitHub crap? Because that's the way they did it 15 years ago, and that's the way they will do it forevermore. If it's broken, we can never fix it. And if it's fixed, we must break it. This is the way. Okay, so let me get back here. Burp, 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 burp. Remote-v. Let's take a look. Let's go ahead and add the upstream. Although it won't be the upstream for long. Let's go ahead and I'm going to force push this back to ours so that it's back in the correct state. Okay, there we are. Now it's back in the correct state. And then we should be able to fix it the way that we ought to fix it. Rebase, upstream, main or master. Okay, so locally, what were our changes here? Get diff. What's the difference? What? Okay, something's gone wrong. I did get diff and it's showing me the entire file. Let me get the latest version of Delta. What is going on? Something is off. Let's try resetting the terminal. Reset's a handy command, by the way. I'm not sure what happened here. Something's off, but I'm guessing the green is the stuff that's been added? Okay, let me just try stashing. Okay, cool. That did what I thought it should do. Oh, is this just where I got rid of the certs, or what's going on here? Okay, upstream. Oh, are these just white space changes? I'm a little confused. I honestly can't tell what the difference is between these. It's a very good chance it's just a really bad case of white space changes. But you know what's really good at handling that? Apple has, what is it called? Is it diff? Merge tool? So Apple has a tool that's actually pretty awesome. It's a lesser known tool. I thought it was called merge or diff, or what else do we call these things? Apple built-in merge. It does a really good job of visualizing file diff. Is it file diff? Built-in? Is it? Give me a second here. Sorry, I'm searching over on the other screen. How to use diff? No. File compare utility. Please, they may have gotten rid of it. It's an old tool. It's a really old tool. File merge. That's what it's called. File merge. Mac OS Ventura file merge. I'll be so sad if they got rid of it. Yeah, I mean, all the articles about it are from 2010. But it is dang good. Let me try let me try this. Open diff. Okay. Oh. So command line. Okay, so the thing is I'd have to install all 30 gigabytes of Xcode tools just to get file merge. And that's not worth it to me right now, and it would take a little bit of time. I'd have to call up and upgrade to gigabit for, you know. Okay. And another disappointing thing. So I have a 1 terabyte SD card inside of my Mac to use as expansion, but unless I take it out and put it back in every time the computer goes to sleep, it doesn't recognize it. So that was a waste. Okay. Let me see. Is there another tool I can use? Let me just try. I don't know. All right, git. Okay, so let's check git diff package.json. Oh, that one's okay. All right, so I'll just do this. HDKey. Oh, this may have been renaming index. That was one of the things I think I did. Let me try this again. Git stash pop. Nope, it's lib. Okay. Git reset. Git checkout. Lib HDKey. Ah, that could be it right there. Every single line changed. There we go. That's it. Okay, now I should be able to see the difference between the two. But I still can't. What happened to my diff tool? This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get out of that window because I think that maybe that window is bad. Maybe the color got messed up on that window for some reason or other. Oh, it was running in screen. Is that the deal? Okay, let's get out of that. Let's get out of this. Get out of that. Get out of that. Okay. Screen sometimes messes you up, especially if you have the BSD screen instead of the GNU screen, because a lot of times the BSD tools can be more preferable, although they don't have as many options, but the BSD screen is actually kind of buggy compared to the GNU screen. Okay, so let's get back in here. Okay. There we go. So it was just something went wrong with the terminal emulator. And yeah. All right, so I'm going to try this again. Make prettier. Okay, it just dropped it. I can't see any difference between these. What is the difference? Added a use strict at the top? Something in the README. Again, it just looks like white space changes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a branch, and I'm going to back up what I've got. And I'm also going to wonder, might have disk space, because my computer keeps on freezing for no reason, and sometimes that's indicative of dealing with cache. I know it's at a disk space, that's why I got the terabyte extension, but okay. Let's see. What are we at here? Use 100% of that one. DevFS, no. Capacity 99%. Yeah, okay. That's probably what's going on. Give me 1 second. I need to grab this SD card and plop it out and plop it back in real quick so I can just have some stuff copying over to it so that my computer will behave better. All right, there we go. Pop it out, pop it in. Let us begin. And so what I did, for better or for worse, was I bought one of those adapters that are perfectly fitted to the side so that you can't just take them out. So it'll go into the laptop bag real nice. But then, okay, local storage. There we go. So give me just 1 second here. I'm going to fire up Daisy Disk and then figure out. Actually, I know some stuff that I can move. I know of probably about. I did a family history interview with my grandma, and I got the very lightly compressed video. Ends up being 2 hours, ends up being something like 30-40 gigabytes. Okay, so I don't mind let me know if the audio's bad, but the video's just going to suck for another minute or two, and then it should be all right. Okay, let me go fix this. Yeah. In the sync folder is where we have the biggest problem. Can I move that across the boundary? Yeah, that needs to kind of stay. Okay. Application support. Brave. Let's see. Projects. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just going to move some files here. Sorry for the delay. All right. That'll free up some space. I'm moving my downloads folder because that's mostly junk. I'll move some other stuff later. Okay. And then, all right, where are we at? So what I want to do to deal with this right now is just say, I'm just going to save it. And then we're going to reset lib HD. Ah, dang it. And we're just going to go from the last good version. And then we're going to get stash drop. There we go. Now that's not a concern for me anymore. All right, so we're going to work from this. Use strict. We're going to redo getting rid of assert. Well, no, before we do any of that, we'll take this really nice and slow. Lib HDKey get commit -f. Let's see, is there anything that we need to lint? Okay, we got some stuff with implicit types and yada yada. Alright, no utility functions in all of this. Okay, these are all related functions. Wait, is this a utility function? Set public key. That's a utility function. We're going to move the utility functions down to the bottom. Well, maybe we won't. Let's see. It's used on line 271, on line 79, on line 59. Yeah, well, okay. I'll let it be for now. I mean, this is a hard fork, right? So, yeah, we'll move that utility function down to the bottom. We'll get things in alphabetical order. We'll take the hash 160 is not actually the right name for this. So we're just going to make a bunch of white space changes here. And then what was this? So we are going to apply that same pattern we've been using in these other places. So dash phrase, most notably. I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to grab this. Alright, so there's that whole thing. Bloop. We're going to do that here. I think... Let's see, what we're calling dash phrase is going to be HDKey. I'm going to try to keep it somewhat similar at first here. And did I already wrap this one up? Yeah. So... Okay, so HDKey, we're going to have to get rid of that and provide instead a create function. Okay, let's see what I can do. Alright, I think I'm going to back up a little bit. And just because of the naming conventions that exist presently, we're going to do all caps on this. I think I will fix that later. We are going to need this. All of this is going to need to go inside, so utility functions need to go inside as well. Okay, that's fine. Okay, HDKey.create equals function. And this is going to be return new HDKey. Actually, what we might want to do here is do HDKey HDKey2. Okay. And then we can have HDKey go back to HDKey. Hardened offset. Okay, I think that might have been my handiwork to expose that. And then let's do not P. Okay, so everything else that's HDKey dot. Okay, HDKey2 dot not P. Okay, from master seed. So this one is a top level function. This one's top level. This one's top level. That one's top level. Whoops. All right. Okay. So there's a create function. Let's pull these top level ones out. Okay. Oh, wait. I remember part of what I wanted to do here. Hold on. So we're going to take compat. Whatever. It's fine. All right. Let me go back. Top. Prototype. 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 Are any of these not prototype? That's what I'm looking to see. It looks like I came back around to the top, so let me just go through one more time. Wait, which word was this one? That one's prototype. Okay, so all of those are prototype thingies. Okay. All right, so for the sake of just getting white space changes out of the way, I'm going to change this back to HDKey 2. I'm going to change HDKey back to all caps. HDKey. I'm going to take HDKey 2 back to HDKey. Okay, there we go. All right, let me think about this again. Okay, so where am I coming from with this? Let's ignore white space. Oops. Okay, so this is going to be a difficult transition. I'm gonna totally undo what I did. I'm gonna grab this again. I'm going to come back over here. We're going to start this over. I want to have a fairly clean migration path with this because it's challenging. And I am going to make mistakes, so I want to do incremental, okay, prettify, indent, rename, have those changes in sequence so that I feel pretty confident, okay, at this stage where I'm ready to actually make modifications, everything, you can look at these commits one by one and see, oh, all we did here was change formatting. All we did here was, add, use strict, whatever. I'm going to drop that commit actually. Okay, so what needs to happen in order for this to work is that there needs to be a thing that's called HDKey that is exposed. Okay, so this won't work right now because we're going to take dash phrase and we're going to rename this HDKey all caps. So this is going to break the module compatibility. All right, and so this was available at the top level. This was not available at the lower level because it's not a prototype. So this one will do. This one will change, and this is return new HDKey. Okay, so this is the minimal change to be able to get the white space changes in that we need. Although I think this maybe should go at the top. It's hard to say. What's my convention with this one? The create function goes where? Oh, this one didn't have a create function. That was pure module. Wasn't there another one where we had a create function? Let's see, base 58 checked it, I'm pretty sure. But that one, what do we call it? How about dash site? Dash site, I'm pretty sure, follows this convention. It has a create, right? Yeah. So it has a create. And so we put all that. Where do we put the stuff that's... Okay, so this one isn't actually exporting duffs. Let's see, do we have some all caps anywhere? Do we have a /A through Z 1 through 9? Am I supposed to escape these? Okay, there we go. Okay, we're not. Alright. So I'll just have to think about this one for a second. Okay, in order for this to continue to work, we only had one thing that was actually exported. Everything else, well... Okay, that's not entirely true because we got these. And these ones need to go... Okay, that's fine. And this one's going to be the same. These are all top level now. Is there any more? All the rest are prototypes. So HDKey dot... Let's see, and then... Whoops. And then can we find something that isn't P? Okay, how about if I do this? Okay, then we can find this one. Alright, so that fairly well proves it. Okay, this should keep pretty much the same behavior except that we have a create function and this thing is called HDKey all caps. I am going to move this function up towards the top. And I am going to move this too. To me, it makes sense just to have the constant-ish things more towards the top-ish. Okay, and then we need to really kind of move all this stuff in as well. So let's just go ahead and do that. And that's just all part of that same white space change. So these are new lines, and then this is white space change. And then we could... I'll leave that down at the bottom since it was down at the bottom. Mostly. Okay. So let's take a look at this diff with the -W and see what did we do. We added some lines at the top. We added the create function. Because we indented, we had to put a few things on a couple of different lines. And we changed 3 things from being HDKey to all caps HDKey, and we added some trailers. Okay, so this commit in of itself is easy to look at. So I'm going to go add HDKey. I'm actually going to stash that for a second. Get rebase dash I head tilde. Yeah, we can do 5. That's fine. Okay, so we're actually going to drop that little ditty. Okay, get stash pop. That looks good. Lib HDKey. Okay. So this is ref. So this is wrap. Wrap, indent, and shim HDKey. Okay. Now, let's go back. What does index do for us? Nothing, right? Oh, wait. I don't want to do that change yet. We'll do that as one of the last things, I think. Alright, so right now, that's good. Okay, we can grab that one. Also, we should check this out. Ref modern.js. Oh yeah, we should add all of these. This is good. Let's see what we got here. Lint version. This would actually have to be bump. Fumped. We'll get rid of doc and pre-publish. We're not going to be dealing with that here. Bump should go first. That's okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. Was that a comment? No, there was no comment. I thought I saw something move, but it was just my own reminder to myself, to you, that if you like what you like, consider like, sub, follow. Alright, so this one... Okay. Let me just get this open. Oh, no. No. Yes. That's what we're doing here. What? Okay. Okay. There we go. Alright, so let's go back to this one and see what do we need to do. So we already have breaking API changes. How do we make this not hurt quite so much? I think that we need to wrap this whole mabob, not including utility functions. So all of the all caps functions can stay. All right. Can I do this in a different way? I don't think I can. I think that we have to take in versions here. Oh, whoops. Let me just... Okay, if we didn't want to break that, that's what we would have needed to do. So let me just add that one. Alright, now I know you're gonna be a little upset. Yeah. Oh, whoops. No, it's gonna be hugely upset. Okay, so we'll just forget about that. Alright, let's go back here. So this has got versions. Okay, so I think we just have to get rid of this. And then do we have HDKey anywhere? Okay, we have places where this thing is called HDKey. I gotta figure out what these HDKey means, because we need an instance value. Okay, I think I need to go one back again. So first, we need to figure out where there's new HD. So there's one here. There's one here. There's one here. And there's one here. So this needs to be HDKey.create. 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 Okay, so that's good. Alright, so what's the next step here? We need... I need to figure out what all this HDKey is And do I just want... With this one, we could underscore all of those. That would be fine. So here's the first case, 67 to 71. Now this one is really interesting. Oh, I see why he's doing that. Oh, yeah, that is kind of interesting, isn't it? Okay. And that's proper. That's expected. And then we're past any of the thisness. So what I want to look into is where there is thisness. There's no thisness from here on. Okay, so there's some thisness. And this really should be moved. This doesn't belong here. So let's get this out. I'd even say this kind of belongs with the iffy bits. Yeah. So again. So then... Okay, thisness. Alright, what are we looking at here? Let's just do -W. Okay. That one really does seem to belong with the iffy stuff. So let me just do a quick rebase here. Whoops. Get stash. Get rebase. Okay, cool. All right, so next bit is so we could call this child key or next key, descendant key. Actually, I kind of like what I had before. I think this is good. Underscore HDKey is good. All right, so that's the only place where we got to worry about thisness, I think, was that one. Okay. Because all of these HDKeys actually represent what I want them to represent, which is the instance of the HDKey. Okay, so 300, going back, going back, going back. Double check, double check, double check. HDKey. Okay, now we skipped. And then we're back to this. Okay, cool. So get def-w. Get add lib key, commit, ref, rename HDKey to avoid name collision. Well, actually, I don't know if I really do need to do that. Hold on, let me take a look at that again. HDKey is equal to this. But the original this is never used again, right? Okay, so I actually don't need to do that. HDKey is correct as it stands. Because it will go through the entries, it will index itself. The original is never referenced again. Okay, so scratch that. We don't need to make this change. But what we do need to do... That's the one instance, I think. I think that's the only instance where the this can't be killed. This is a little rough, though. I need to indent again, and then I'm going to have to change just about every line. So the question is... Okay, all of that needs to run before... HDKey. Okay, prototype. We're into prototype crap. Whoops, we were already there. How did I mess that up so badly? Okay, HDKey. Okay, so... Alright, let me think about this. So I kind of just want to squash this one into that one. And I want to say ref nest HDKey under HDKey. Okay, so this is still pretty clean. Pretty easy to follow, I think, what we're doing here. Okay, so now the next step is we're going to nix this. Okay, we get rid of that one. Was there anything else that was like that where we're changing this to something else? This. Okay, I've looped over. Okay, so no. Alright, good. So then we're free to rename all instances of this to instances of HDKey. Dare I just pull the trigger on it entirely? We're going to need to get rid of all the prototype crap. Okay, so I think that's okay. But then... prototype. So basically we can HDKey dot prototype we can replace with HDKey. So, yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. So we got rid of all the prototype stuff, which means that now we can just return HDKey, and we can get rid of this, and then we just have initializers. Let HDKey equals. There we go. So now we drop the prototype baggage. We still have a lot of define baggage, some of which we can get rid of. I'm not really clear. Is there any advantage to this? HDKey fingerprint. Okay. So I think we can just drop that one. I don't... Is there any place where we use fingerprint? Hold on. The thing that confuses me is it looks like the only place that this fingerprint is used... There's no... This is literally a useless abstraction. Other than that, maybe we're saying that you can't modify the fingerprint from the outside. Is that maybe what we're saying? But if that's the case, then we just need a fingerprint function. I'm not really clear. Let me look at the documentation and see what's the deal with the fingerprint. Okay, it's not documented as a public method. So I just can't see why it's important to have it. This is the only place that it's used in that configuration. If we just do this, there's no place where it's used. Okay, but that's not the question right now. The question right now is... Okay. Oops. All right, we remove the prototype. All right. Remove this to HDKey. All right, now at this point, it would be good just to take a temperature check to see if we can still use this. So I'm going to go ahead and push that to our branch. Let me see, is there anything else of particular interest here? Okay, there's no thisness. There's no prototypes. We could probably... I actually want to take it a little bit further. I want to get rid of this fingerprint thing. Because as far as I can tell, it's never used. It's not documented. It's just fluff from something. Let me see. Can I find any mention of it anywhere? Change log, maybe. Ah. Okay, so it is literally left over. This kind of makes me sad because get identifier and get fingerprint, that was this was better because it didn't add a property, added a getter, not a property, a getter. That's different. Okay, change log. Yeah, so this is years ago. Okay, cool. So yeah, as far as I could tell from looking at the change log, and again, am I missing something in the documentation? I mean, we're not using that, so I guess for us it doesn't matter. Are there other docs? Doc. All right, so we do not need the identifier. So this doesn't do anything either. And look, this is just nested. This is just double nested. Look at that. So identifier gets identifier. What? That's it? Okay. That's where identifier is set right there. Yeah, but this is... Hey, Great Wolf, how's it going? Thanks for joining in. It could be... That's retarded syntax sugar, in the true sense of the word retarded. It is a step backwards. That decreases readability. That increases confusion. That's just... Yeah, having something look like a property... And back then, when this was written, back in 2014, getters and setters were still kind of... I don't know if they... Let's just check can I use real quick. Define property. I mean, obviously it's... Let's do date relative. So I want to say that it was relatively new. Yeah, right? So in 2012 is when it became mainstream, it looks like. Oh, not quite. Okay. So 2014. 2014 is when define property became mainstream. And that is when the library started using it. So I think this is a case of shiny, not a case of use case. But anyway. Yeah, because the main use cases that I am familiar with where you use a getter or a setter is, for example, array. I just want to show this to you real quick. I don't know how familiar you are with all the JavaScript stuff, but take a look at this. So if I do let array equals 1, 2, 3, 4. If I do array.length, this is a getter. Because if I do array and then I say, what? I guess 4 is equal to 5. Array.length now increases. So array.length is not a property. It is a getter. And it is also a setter. So a little tidbit a lot of people aren't familiar with. There are some reasons that you would want to implement this behavior in some sort of data property, data set type thing. So to get around certain areas where, oh, oops, we made this API. We don't want to break the version number. We don't have to want to bump to V2 or V3 because we made a mistake. And in order to fix it, we need to know when this changed, and we need to fix something else when this changes. So that's kind of the use case that I see as valid, is when it's a necessary evil, not when it's just, oh, cool, look what I can do. Okay, I think I've gone through all of these. Yeah. Okay, that's like my third time now. Okay, I'm good. So, again, I don't think that identifier is actually documented. Yeah, it's not documented, so... and I don't think it's set to enumerable. So I think if this is the only use of identifier, then we just get rid of this. Boom. Now the question of pub key hash comes into play. Pub key hash is never used. Is it even documented? And it's not documented. So pub key hash is both not used and not documented. I move that we change from, well, this would be a bigger change, so I'm not going to move that we change that yet. I'm going to put a little comment. Is this a buffer? I think this is a buffer. Hash 160 returns digest. Yeah, okay. So then what I would say here is HDKey dot identifier to do rename to pub key hash. Because it is never referenced by that name. It's never referenced by that name. Let's get rid of it. Okay, private key. I would imagine some stuff's referenced by that name. Maybe not. Okay, this is really strange. Take a look. What? This is just a getter. But it's also a setter? Oh, do we have an HD key in here already? Oh yeah, that's already the self. Well, the question is, why would you need the get foo and the set foo, right? So if they got tired of putting it everywhere, why have it in the first place? Either you have a property that's assignable or you don't. If you need to do some sort of computed value, so the getters and setters are useful for computed values. And I don't know, I think a lot of people are really hesitant to just embrace JavaScript, and always have been, because I don't know, if you want a value to have a sense of privateness, then you make that value private to the scope of the same scope where that variable is created, and then you put a getter on it, and that's what you do. And it is clean, easy to read, easy to understand, secure, efficient code. Yeah, this just to me, it's hard to say, but this, I think it's a remnant of something else. If we looked at the changelog, maybe we'd see. But, oh, okay, here we go. All right, so this one, it really does want a set private. All right. So if we were going to get rid of this one, what we would have here would be HDKey dot set private key. And we can get rid of most of this, have value here. So the getter doesn't make any sense. The getter is nonsense. But the setter is because it's updating a lot of values. And this is just so non-intuitive. If you just see private key equals, you wouldn't know that that's what's happening. So this really does need a set private key. And that just makes a lot more sense, you know? Huh. That's where that 0 byte goes. Alright, is private key documented here? Alright, so there is documentation for that. So for the sake of right now, since it is publicly exposed, I'm actually going to go back and just add the getter for this. I'm not going to have it ultimately, but just to kind of keep stuff working for now, make it, because my goal is that this is going to be drop in for a time, and then I'll make the bigger changes. But first, let's simplify, let's get rid of some of the obfuscation, and then because I don't want to have to go rewrite get private key everywhere. Okay, let me check and see what else we got here. Something they stole from C#, yeah. Yeah. I think C# is where I first saw it too, actually, before I saw it in JavaScript. Because yeah. Oh, and I read some of those comments out of order. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do kind of a similar thing here. Where I'm going to look for, do we have any use of public key? Oh, whoops. So that'll be set public key. And this seems like this could probably be cleaned up. Because we could do set public key, but I think there was the check. You want to have to run the check every time or something. Alright, we're going to whip out the secp library here. Mixin var and const. Oh yeah. Alright, so set public key. Wait, inside of set public key. Seriously? Set public key. So we have two setters for public key. We have a set public key here inside of from extended key. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, let me try to understand. Skip. It's got set public key. Okay, I don't want to do refactoring other than what's necessary right now. Okay, we'll just walk through this one more time. So it's only 4 places where this is used. Okay, I see what's going on here. So that utility function's kind of in a weird spot. I would just make it a different, but we're not going to do that right now. Okay, we're going to let things lie as they are. We just need to get rid of this and then do HDKey dot oh. Okay, now we've got this one. We can get rid of this one, right? Okay. So it's just changing an order of magnitude. And then what else do we have in terms of define property? Define property, public key. Whoops. That should be private key, I think. How'd that get there? Alright, and then define property here. So this is a weird getter. And we're going to ignore the fact that this has an else return. Blech. We're going to leave that in place because what it should be is if not HDKey return null. And then return the other thing. Okay, whatever. Public extended. Okay, so we will keep private extended key is used here, but I think it is documented. Let me go check on that. Private extended key. So that is documented. It's just not clear that that's a function. Okay, public extended key. That's okay. So these two we're gonna leave alone, I think. Because they're documented. Okay. All right, one more time. I'm going to look for private key equals. All right, and I'm going to look for public key equals. Okay. All right, so I feel pretty confident. I've already Looked over fingerprint multiple times, and then identifier. Okay, so what we're doing here is shouldn't have broken anything. Although I'm kind of... Let's see. I'm willing to go halvesies on this one. Okay. Because these were public, but they weren't documented, so I'm just gonna let them be. Are you enjoying the music, Great Wolf? Okay. Okay, so wait. Fingerprint, identifier, and pub key hash are all the same thing? Is that what we're saying? Let me look in the changelog here. Yeah, this is never documented anywhere. Okay. So, identifier. Okay, get diff. Alright, so we're just going to use identifier. We need to either use identifier or fingerprint everywhere, and I'm kind of want to say, well, let's just use... This, okay, actually, this is too much. This is too much going on at the same time. This is too much going on at the same time. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stash this. It's too much to look at. So that needs to get fixed. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is, what was it? Crap. Fingerprint equals... I'm so confused. Fingerprint returns fingerprint. Identifier returns identifier. Pub key hash is identifier. Okay, let's just deal with the pub key priv key stuff first. Well, wait, hold on. Fingerprint equals. Was there a setter? There's no setter for this, right? Fingerprint. This is peer getter. Peer getter, peer getter, peer getter. Okay, we'll leave the peer getters alone. Let's attack the setter. So let's attack this from the perspective of... If you share it in the Discord, then I will bring it over. Thanks. And I don't... Whoops. Oh, interesting. Let's try like... There we go. There's the link to the Discord. Okay. All right. All right, I'm doing this one. Just as one. So what all does this really do? So this is more of a reset private key than a set private key. Private key equals null, private key equals value, private key equals null. Okay, and that's just like that. Now let's look for private key. All right, let's not use... All right, that makes sense. Okay, so there we're not buffering the private key anymore. Okay. All right, so we're just going to change the private key first. And is this a breaking change? Private key. Yeah, actually it is. So be it though. But wait, if it's exposed, hold on a second. I get it now. It's not that it's meant to be a private property as much as it is that there's other stuff that needs to be updated too if you change the private key. But you access it this way. So let's just... Whoop. Okay. All right, I feel better about that. So then we don't need that getter. There is something you can do, I think, to mark something as read-only. I guess freeze, I don't know. Okay, so then we just have a set private key. Alright, simplify private key access. No getter, simple setter. Not so. Okay. Now let's do the same thing with public key. Public key getter does nothing. Public key setter. I feel much better about this now. Had to go through it a couple times, but I feel better about it. Okay, so public key equals, this is fine, set public key. We need a helper function there, but I'll deal with that later. Okay, do we have any underscore? There should only be two places: in set public key, I guess in create, and then in set private key, and then set public key sets public key as well. Okay, so we can get rid of all of these underscores because they're all in the right place. And then is there anywhere else where we have underscore public key? No. Okay, cool. All right, now we're making a little bit of headway. So you were saying fingerprint has a specific meaning in BIP32. So I'll go check that out. BIP32 fingerprint. The first 32 bits of the identifier are called the fingerprint. Okay, this is the pub key hash. Checking live stream channel. Okay. Thanks. I'll check this one out. This is probably a better resource. I don't know why this wasn't popping up sooner. Oh, it's the same one. This is just a copy. Okay, identifiers. So there's the pub key hash and there's the fingerprint. First 32 bits of the identifier are called the fingerprint. Okay, so fingerprints. So fingerprints. Yeah, first 32 bits. Boom, there it is right there. So when we set the private key, we set the fingerprint. I don't know why, though, because it should just be a get fingerprint. Parent fingerprint. Okay, so identifier should just be pub key hash. I don't know why we would call it both. Does this just not use that terminology? Was that terminology not invented yet? Okay. All right, how often is fingerprint needed? It's only needed once, right? Well, it's set here, and then it's reassigned here. All right, so I think we're better off if we just change identifier to pub key hash period. All right. Do we have any identifier equals? Nope. Okay. All right. All right, so we simplify that quite a bit. That's great. I'm a little bit confused as to why that changed. Wait, where was that? Okay, set public key. Oh, PubKey has been around forever. Predates even the HD wallet scheme. Well, yeah, I get that. It seems like, well, it seems like that should, but the different standards, they seem to kind of come out of order. But yeah, I wonder why they would call it an identifier rather than using the proper terminology. Okay, so git commit ref Alright, so we got that one down. Now let's just figure out this thing with the fingerprint. And again, let me just double check. Fingerprint is never referenced here. Identifier is never referenced here. Pub key hash is never referenced here. So none of this is in the documentation. But it is a public property. So there's only one time when this is ever needed. Okay, that's it. No fingerprint. Okay, but where's the case? Drive child. Okay. Pub key hash. It will always have a pub key hash if it has a private key. It seems like we ought to be doing this right here. Ought we not? Oh, set public key, private key equals null. Huh. I'm not so sure about that. Oh, no, it makes sense. All right. Again, I kind of want to factor that out, that private key bit shouldn't be here. Well, the set public key part, it just seems kind of... From extended key. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. That looks like that introduces a bug. From extended key. I think this introduces a bug. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. So it's set private key there. Otherwise, it's set public key here. Got it. Okay. I'm not 100% keen on it, but we'll see. Whoops. Alright, checking comments again. They didn't want to confuse extended key path with regular pub key hash, which is specifically used for payments. While extended key is used to drive key pairs down the tree, seems different terms are used intentionally. Okay. Alright, so we don't call it pub key hash, we call it identifier. Got it. Alright, now let me get back to fingerprint here. Fingerprint's only used in this particular way. We only call get fingerprint. Basically, fingerprint's only used once. Okay, so commit dash ref. Alright, so let me take a look at pub key hash identifier. Ah! Well, first. Okay. Ah! Okay. So go back, rename that. Alright. Get diff. Remove fingerprint. Make it a getter. Get it. Pub key. Get fingerprint. Okay. Alright. Cool. So slow but steady. Can we get rid of this private extended key thing? Does that ever get used? Private extended key. Only in the call to JSON. So let's make that a getter. Of the normal variety. Okay. Is that seriously never called? Public extended key. Public no. Oh, I already... Okay, and the only place it was ever used, I already changed it. Got it. Ah! This just makes me cringe. White space. White space coding is a bad idea. Well, most particularly when it's not enforced. In Python, it's a little bit of a different story because it's quite literally enforced, white space. Though I like white space being enforced. I don't like it being the only differentiator. Okay, so here... Yeah, there's no advantage to doing it that way. Alright. Cool beans. Alright, now let's try to take care of some of the stuff that would create problems. Let's see, can I just turn off the type checking for a minute? I think I'm just going to turn off type checking for a minute. Okay. TS server. Alright, let's just take a look at hardcore style. Yeah. So if not, return null. There we go. Let's look for anything else like that. Cool. And let's not have that just be the only const there. Oh, I suppose this one, we could just make that var. We'll just to be consistent, we'll just keep everything var for the time being. What is this rule called? Curlies. Always use curlies around if, etc. Okay, HDKey. What else do we need to do? So now I think might be a good time to start adding the typing around this, but we should probably test it first. But now we've got much simpler code. Oh, we got a couple of try catches we could get rid of probably. Yeah, the whole thing is wrapped around. This isn't as complex as it looks. Maybe. It just looks really complex. Okay. I do want to see something though. Could we var for each var okay, this I'm not so sure about. PKZB, is PK then used anywhere else? I think we could replace all of these vars with lets. Yeah, but now it would probably... Well, there's one more thing I want to do before we test, maybe. No, we should test. Okay. It's time to test this. So, let me get back over here. And dash HD. So I'm going to rsync our HDKey lib HDKey into node modules HDKey lib HDKey. Oh, I took that out. That's why. Okay, and then let's just try some of these out. All right, HDKey from extended. Harden offset. Let's see how these are used. Let's see if any of the things that I changed were used. I don't think they are. From extended, I think at best we have maybe, okay, to JSON maybe. To JSON, to JSON, to JSON. Xpriv, Xpub. And then, let's see, do we have private extended? Nope. Do we have public extended? So we always call to JSON on it. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, so I suspect that... if I would just grab my history from this folder, I could do a lot of damage. Alright, let's just look again. Okay, going off now. Have fun session. Thanks. Appreciate it. I really appreciate your help in understanding some of those differences. That was good. It's good to know that there's a reason. Alright, so let's take a look at... No! Type error, expected string. Okay, so something didn't go right. Let's try something else. Yep, all right. We blew it. Okay. Ooh, I do like the idea of having a getter for this from the perspective of not having this log out to the console. Let's see. I might have done get private. Did I there we go. Forgot to invoke it. Okay, that's a little bit better actually. Now why is this griping? Yeah, this set public key does need to go back in, huh? Okay. That's a better spot for it anyway. Make private key private. More private. Won't log in console. Alright, so let's copy that over again. And then let's run this again. What is a chain code? Is that private? Let's check that out. Is IR private key? What's IR? Key buffer? What is key buffer? We don't know what it is yet. What's buffer? Looks like chain code could have private parts. Let's see. Is chain code private? Okay, identical for private and public keys. Okay, so chain code is public. Okay. Alright, so I don't think there's anything else we need to make private here. Oh, whoops. This right here. Set public key. Alright, let's take a look at... I think I made a mistake in that last commit. I did. I don't know why I made that mistake, but I'm glad I caught it. Alright, here we go. Now let's take a look. Whoops. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Now the last one. So we move the private key into a truly private scope. We have a get private key method so we can protect it. And then we move, because the set public key wants to erase the private key, we move the set public key in, which means that we just rearrange where the state is. We'll bring it into the fold. All of this looks pretty darn good. Okay, so I think we're at the point where I'd like to add the type information before I go changing the rest of these. But, you know, having this lented feels pretty good. Let's see. It is getting a little later, so I think I might... might leave this one alone for now. Well, let's, I'll give myself 20 minutes. Okay? Like I ever did that. Well, let's just take 20 minutes and see where that gets us. It might be surprising. Also, I don't know when we could have done this. Probably before now. Okay. I think we could have restored it all the way back here. I don't know what this is griping about. Alright, let's just make sure that this still runs. Alright, looks right. And then let's make sure that we're getting the right value here. Oh, this is with the new mnemonic and secret. So we need to go me go with the readme. Zoo. Zoomonic. Trezret. Let's see. Super secret 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Now we're getting the same value that's in the README. Okay, cool. So nothing is super broken yet. That's good. Of course, we should try... Let me try for one of the more complex values in the README. Let's see. Oh, interesting. All right. So, oh, we probably just need to update that because there's going to be a lot of things that need to be updated just a wee bit. So we've got HDKey here. Actually, that seems like that shouldn't have needed any updating. Cannot read undefined. Reading toString. Let's look at 124. Ah, key dot private key. So this would be get private key. Okay, cool. And then let's just see. Okay, so that one. But wait, wasn't I trying to get something else? This one. This is what I wanted to do. Alright, so... Yay! Alright, good. Good. Okay, so nothing's broken. I am so glad, because it's easy. I mean, I'm going step by step here, and it's taking a long time, but I'm doing it on purpose because you start moving a lot of this crap around, and, you know, it can get out from under you really quick. Okay, so I've got maybe 10 minutes that I can spend on this. Let's see here. Okay. So, let's try to get let's get some type info in here. Type def HDKey at prop, and then we're going to have a bunch of props. All right. All right, so we can have a prop. What is versions? What type is this? Okay. So we're gonna have a helper type that is type def HD versions. Typically we don't want to type def things that way, but it's okay, we're gonna do it. Prop. Whoop. Number private, number public. So 32-bit, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. 32-bit int xpriv that encodes to xpriv as base 58. There we go. So that's that one. All right. One down. The index in the HD path. Think about that. So this is 0 to, what do we got here? M44 5000, right? We got to count. So this is, I think, I forget what the maximum depth is. Let me see if I've got that over here. That's not what I want. I wanted to print out the depth. I've shown this before. I had to use it for something. What did I have to use the depth for? I don't remember what I had to use the depth for. But I think it... I think it's... let me see where do we increment... Oh, depth would be incremented in here when? Depth is incremented... Derive child. So for every child we increment depth. Is that right? Okay. For entries, okay, so entries depth for each. First one we do nothing, then we derive child. So we split. So let's just think about this for a second. So it's going to be M 44 5 0 0 0. So depth starts at 0 and then goes 1 2 3 4 5. So 1 2 3. Okay, so 0 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5. Addresses. Okay, great. Magic bytes for base 58 prefix. Alright, prop number index. Index is what? The final segment of an HD path, index of the key. Okay, so we got depth and index taken care of. The public key is going to be pretty... This is what we're trying to get to, is UN8 array. Alright, enough said about that. Alright, so identifier is again uint8 array. Okay. Chain code. Extra 32 bytes of entropy shared between xprivs and xpubs. Alright, parent fingerprint. I don't know why that's relevant. I don't remember. Wait a second. That's not right. I guess it is. But we could ignore anything that comes after 260. Yeah, so alright. Parent fingerprints. Well, that's part of the depth, right? Parent fingerprint being 0 just seems wrong. I don't know why that's a 0. And it looks like it's only written to. Wait. Read. Oh, okay. It is a number. Right, because it's 4 bytes, it's 32 bits. Got it. Okay, cool. So, number. Alright, fingerprints. 32-bit int that alright, that's the best I got there. Alright, do we want to get these in alphabetical order real quick, and then I think I might call it a night. And excited to get back to it tomorrow. C, D, E, F, G, H, I. It'd be nice if we could get this knocked down. Okay. Okay. Let's see, not embedded in child keys, but all right, there we go. That's a little better. And then of course I can do function set public key. And that's just for internal implementation details. Alright, I'll hit the rest of these tomorrow. We'll put HD versions probably down. Well, we might have so few types that we can just put them up at the top on this one. Because get fingerprint, well, I mean, let me just go ahead and do a couple more of these. So, HD, fingerprint, get fingerprint. I mean, if we look at that, going to return a number. Yeah, get private key, that's no. Oh, whoops. Get private key, huh? Let me just stash that real quick. EF8. EF8. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and fold this one back in. little fix there. Get stash pop. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so we got get fingerprint. This one can just go down at the bottom. We're gonna have what is it? All right, so get private key. HD get buffer. We have an HD set buffer. Get public key? No, do we have a get public key? The set private key, set public key. Okay, so get private key, set private key, set public key. Get private key, 1, 2, 3. Get private, set public, set private. Okay, great. Set public key. Okay, get private extended key. This one is okay, string stir. So HD get string, get, whoops. Get public extended key. Get private extended key. There we go. Okay. Alright, then derive is actually, what does this return? HDKey. And derive child. So this derives a full path. Derive a full path from the given root. Derive the next child. Oops. Okay. So we've got... These ones are all pretty... Those ones are pretty self-explanatory. So we've got drive, drive, child, sign. Do we really need sign and verify in here? Is that used for anything? I don't think so. I don't think we need that. Sign, hash, buffer. Well, maybe we do. Sign with the current. Alright, so it's signing a hash. Uint 8 array from hash. We're going to change that one. HD sign. Yeah, that should return a U8 as well. And then verify. All right, verify. Signature. I'm not sure if this is a Boolean or if it throws. I think I'm going to go with Boolean. The Boolean. Alright. Sign, verify, wipe private data. So how's wipe private data? Ah, okay. Okay, I don't really like chaining. I think chaining is kind of dumb. Y'all all know that. There's cases where it makes sense, but... Yeah, derive. It makes sense here with derive. This, I should have called this derived key. This really does deserve something a little bit more. Okay, so it's just a couple of weird places. It's almost never used that way. So just here in derive, this looks like it's the only place where, well, no, this one makes sense because you're deriving the next key. That one makes sense because you're deriving. So wipe private data is kind of the only place where there's a stray HDKey here, but we'll write that. And I don't know. I mean, it seems nice enough. It doesn't take anything in. That's it. Okay, HD wipe privates. wipe private data. Performs in place replacement of private key. Randomizes private key buffer in place. There we go. That's good. And then to JSON. And then we would, of course, have... Let me go ahead and move all these to the bottom. Let's see, HD. Well, I wanted sign and verify to stay together, but nope. This is where this goes. So HD JSON, we need to define that type. Here we got our type definitions. Alright, we're almost done for the night. I said, what, 10 minutes, 30 minutes ago? 40 minutes ago? It's alright. Don't tell. Just don't tell. I won't tell if you don't. Alright, so what are... When we call to JSON, what does that have? Xpriv, Xpub? Base 58, check, encoded, extended private key. And I think we're going to have RST HD to JSON to JSON. All right, there we go. Wait, hold on. This is not right. This is all... Okay. HDKey. And this is HDKey. So this is how I'm distinguishing between instances. All right, so this one has a prop HD create, and this is one of the ones I like to put at the top, is callback HD create at returns HDKey, no, lowercase HDKey, and then at param HD versions. There we go. So now let's do the same thing here, but let's do HDK like this, and then there's only a couple of these, so that's good. And then we've got the whole thing, so yeah, that's all right. Okay, so we got create, we got from master seed HD from seed. I think it's just really from seed is probably fine. I don't know if we need to say from master seed, because I think that it would be the same no matter what. From HDKey. Alright. And then we got from JSON. It seems like this should just be there should be a I'm just going to put a little to do here. We'll probably change up the way that you can do these, because that should just be create, and the versions should be optional. It already is optional, so we just make it an option. All right, so from master seed, from JSON, and then hardened offset, and that's and that's a number if I'm not mistaken. Hardened offset. Yeah, that's just a number. Alright, so where's HD2 JSON, and then we need an HD from JSON, EFG, after fingerprint. And this is going to take HD from JSON ops, and it's going to return HDKey. Well, I think most of those are going to return HDKey. So these, because these are highly specific, I'm just going to put them in line, or not in line, but just right below. Normally I'd put them up top with type definitions, but when it's this, let's see, at param, or at prop rather, at prop string xpriv is deprecated. Okay. Okay. From extended key. Okay. Seed buffer. Might even combine these just as a matter of... There we go. From param, what was it? Take these down there. Okay, from extended key. U int 8 array. Seed buffer. HD versions. Okay, HD from extended key. Oh, and then skip verification. That's a Boolean. I don't know why I'm not just typing at param. Why am I deleting things? That's so silly. Okay. Callback HD from master seed. I think I'm just going to say from seed. At param. Oops. So this would actually be... Oh. Let's just swappy doodle these. So we already did from seed essentially. Oh, wait. Okay. HD from seed. This one's done. Okay. From extended key. From extended key. Versions. Okay, there we go. Alright, that's these are not the type definitions as they stand, but those are the type definitions that we're trying to get to. Uh-oh. HD create param returns. Okay. At param HDKey at param number version HDKey. This should just this should just be a part of maybe the HDKey serialize. Well, yeah, I'd probably want to move. I have to think about this. Oh, and what is key? what serialize is doing here. Serialize. All right. I have to think about how I want to do this. Let's see, at type, you went 8 array. Public key. Yeah, so I can't have the type. Ah, but the same name as the variable. Yeah. Alright, so where is serialize used again? Serialize is used in get private extended key. Where else? Get public extended key. Yeah. Okay. To do attach to HDKey. Yeah, this is already in the scope of that. I don't think you'd use it in any other way. It's not exported in any way, so that that should just belong to it. That would make more sense. Well, this is a little bit interesting, because I've typed def HDKey. I did it right? Oh, type def. Where else do I have tie def? There we go. If I could typo that any harder. Whoops. Okay, that makes more sense. HD from X key. There we go. Oh, there we go. Fix that one right up. Oh, man. Oh, did I forget to do this? Okay, and then we just take a number, right? Okay. Pre-bit masked with includes hardened offset if applicable. Alright, cool. Now that's looking good. Ah, okay, got it. Whoops. Okay. Add types before next refactor. There we go. Actually, all right. So, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Refactor to simple JS. Remove prototypes. Remove getter setter. Expose in browser. Use UMD-ish exports. What all have I done? Let me take a look at this. Update. Make prettier. Pass stricter lint rules. In favor of plain, get XYZs. Okay. Tested with dash HD. Oh, whew. I accidentally hit refresh. I thought I was going to delete all my stuff. This is in preparation for a larger refactor using... let's see. This is in preparation for a larger refactor, which... to update to modern web crypto and such. There we go. Oh, please don't do that. Come back to me. Okay. There we go. Oh, weird. Oh. Yeah, it's not going to build on node 10 through 16, that's for sure. Not when we're done with it. Okay. So then we'll go to all right, I'm going to throw this over the wall at probably Jojo Bite. You care to take a look? Here's a complete unit of refactor for HDKey.js. The commits are, it looks like nonsense if you view all changes at once, but if you look commit by commit, it's all fairly atomic and should be easy to follow. All right. So this is good. Refactored. Okay. Added type defs. Added future looking type defs. Swap crypto for node, or whoops, for web crypto. Swap assert for a simple function. Swap that's a small win. Swap buffer for data view. What else? For noble at dash incube Vader sec p 256k1 base bs 58. Is this bs 58 check and ripe md 160 for dash keys. So that'll be the last step. That's the one we got to come back to after a bit. Okay. All right. We're just going to take this one bite at a time. We've got some of these things, but all right, it's coming. It's coming. All right. Good work, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
This was a triumph.
Making a note
note here.
huge success. All right. And with that, I am out. It doesn't look like we got a lot of participants today. I guess Wednesday, Thursday is just not our day. Let's see. And I think we're still too young of a channel to do raids. I'm not sure. All right. Anyway, yeah. Catch you next time. I'm out. Adios.